Hey, before you watch this thing, hit subscribe, would you?
And what do you make of the relationships you had that you were like, that were like you and Chris were a little testy, and looking back, is it like, fuck, I wish I could, are there relationships like that where you wish you could approach it differently, knowing what you know now, or if there was a different approach? And I don't even calling a little testy may be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I truly think, I think you would say the same thing. Like I think people outside tried to make that much more of a thing.
Yeah. But even them making it a thing kind of makes it a thing.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who leaked what.
Yeah.
Or who, and it's all outside shit. But
like,
we did some great sketches together. Me, Blake, and Chris. We legit
BGCP3
not my name.
TV in HD.
I can't even talk about it.
You think it's fun being friends with Mello? Mello is short for Carmelo.
You guys really know Mello?
I mean, he's older than me, so we've never really played on the same team. So like, he seems like nice.
Yeah, it's like you did get along.
Yeah.
So it was when I'd hear that you weren't getting along, it was kind of, I didn't understand it.
Yeah, I honestly didn't understand how it like continually, like how that became sort of a thing.
Yeah.
I think, and we like some of the guys that have been on the team, like we talk about it all the time. Like our team was like under like a crazy microscope. It was like it was high stress.
What does this mean for Blake Griffin, who's also a free agent?
Blake Griffin is prepared to give up $45 million of guaranteed money.
He's behind the pack. And here's Blake. Leaks out. Look out, Griffin. Let's go.
High
Did
stress.
it add to the stress?
What's
like
that?
Because it was like top tier team level of coverage, and then there was something a little extra to the Clipper coverage, and that was hard. It was like more Hollywood. I don't know what what the energy was.
I think we were just like not a team that was like easy to root for. You know what I mean?
Oh
like,
yeah, a lot of
I would complain to refs.
Griffin yelling at Ed Malloy. He's got to be careful.
CP, like we had a bunch of guys who were just like, we're just like,
mouthy.
I don't know that we're like, also JJ like coming from Duke. Like,
yeah.
He's like a Duke guy. People just automatically for some reason hate Duke guys.
Yep.
Like we just like, and some of it was on us. Like we put that on ourselves, but I wouldn't even put JJ in that category of like not easy to root for. It was just like, I brought that a lot of that on myself, and I truly think like a lot of that, like sometimes like my arguments with refs was like out of just like frustration and competitiveness and something else combined. Where I was just like
you didn't even know what was.
No. I knew what I was doing, obviously, but it was just like I was just like what, like what? And then sometimes after the game, I'd be like, oof, that was bad. I wasn't even close. He was
like,
right.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
It's just like the heat of the moment. Like, it's hard not to. For me,
in the NBA, can you see the ref in the next game and be like, "Hey, I was fucking dead
for
wrong."
sure, yeah.
For
sure. And I would try to make it a point to do that. Like if I was ever like clearly wrong, or like the next game's the next game. And I think like the refs are so good about like, or most of them are so good about, hey, all good, we're good. You know, you go up to them the next game, hey, what's up, man? Joke with them for a second, you move on. But yeah, like there's just like anything else. Like I said earlier, I mean, there's times where I was like, probably should have left the ref alone on that one.
Yeah, and you think it was just the stress of like, we have a lot of nationally televised games.
There's a lot of people that are counting on us right now. It was that. It was like also competitiveness. It was also just
Adam Devine has season tickets.
Do you not see Billy Crystal? He's right there. Some of it was just immaturity too on my part. Like I just didn't know how to like navigate talking to a ref yet.
What's the right way to do it? Is there a right way to do it?
Yeah, you give them a break on little things, and then you maybe wait maybe wait till the next play's over, dead ball, whatever. Go up to them, hey, can you just do me a favor, just watch that. Or you go up and they made a call that you thought was wrong. Like, there's no way. Or just like have that like one-on-one conversation. They don't want to be yelled at in front of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like we don't want to be yelled at. Like nobody wants to be yelled at. And that's what I got better at as I got older. But still, there's moments where even when I was older, I'd like be like, "What are you doing?"
Now Blake says, "Hey, he grabbed me. He interlocked with me. And he goes to the official, JT Orr, and he has proof on a little iPad there.
And some of that is showmanship, and some of that is like you're trying to kind of like jockey a little bit for position, and you're trying to. But I definitely took it overboard sometimes. So
and
all the refs out there, very
guys,
sorry.
Okay, so and so you feel like some of it was just like unavoidable immaturity because you are 20 something.
Yeah, for like the height of our Clippers days, I was 21 to 27.
Yeah, it's not very old.
No. Yeah, that was like the Clippers team, and then I was in Detroit at like 28.
Yeah.
Like
still
that's
not
when
old.
Yeah. And then, like by the time I was 32, I was like the elder statesman. I was
Yeah.
just like so old.
And do you look at guy? And yeah, I guess if a guy says, "I looked up to you when I was 9."
I mean, my rookie year I was 20, right? So
Yeah.
I played 14 years. So 14 years later, my last season, when I was playing my rookie year, a rookie who was 19 was 5 years old.
Yeah.
Like it's like it's hard to like think about like when you're in the moment, but then like some conversation, like I said, like hits you, and you're just like, oh, wow,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
So, but for the most part, you're like, you think you handled the whole thing well. Was there anything physically you could have done differently?
I mean, I think like as treatment and sports physio advances, like yeah, sure now, but back then I was doing everything that I like the leading research. I was doing everything that I possibly could physically to keep going and to take care of my body. I mean, I've had 9 surgeries, and like to me, I'm like, I had 9 surgeries and I played 14 years.
Like, he'll just bring that up sometimes apropos of nothing.
Yeah.
He'll be like, they'll go, "Can I get your order?" And I'll go, "I've had 9 surgeries."
I'll take the number 9, and also funny about the number 9.
Anyhow.
My thing.
Look at it, and he'll lift his shirt up at a restaurant.
No, get in here. Look at this.
Yeah, it's like it's off-putting.
I got scars, physical and emotional.
Well, okay, and how did you find? So it's a high stress job.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say it's a high stress job?
Yeah. I mean,
yes, with the caveats of like it's
there's
not life
real
or death.
high stress
Yeah.
jobs. Like I said, it's a game. But yeah, it is stressful to like if you have a bad game to hear everybody talk about it for a long, long time.
Well, it's funny. Does it inflate your ego in a way that makes it easier to pop? Do you know what I mean? Like the more praise you get, the more praise you're used to getting, and then any sort of I remember Malcolm Gladwell did a study, and I think I told you about it, where all the guys that were getting technicals were max players. It's all based on like off the court, these guys get they don't get any fouls called on them. Like interpersonally on the street, nothing they can't do. So when you get called a foul, it's like more
Me? I'm sorry. Do you know who you're talking to?
Basically.
Yeah,
like,
I mean it's a great point. I think like the more inflated and the easier it is to inflate that ego, the easier it is like where like one small thing can be like, what?
Yeah, total humiliation.
Yeah. I honestly have never thought about it like that, but yeah, 100%. I think that's 100% right.
And did it your parents were always your parents are super regular.
Very, very regular, painfully regular. I'm just like, guys, what do you? My parent, like, my mom drives a Nissan Pathfinder. I don't know what kind of car it is, but they're just like, and I love them.
You
so
don't even
much
keep
for
up
that.
with the Nissans anymore. You're so out of it.
Listen, they went Kia, and then after Kia,
and after that,
just
you have a guy who takes care of it. You just, it's like, is that
people still driving?
Bentley or something?
People still driving? Interesting.
Huh. They're by themselves, like they grip the wheel and do all that.
Oh.
Turning signals.
I thought it was just green screen that whole time.
Wow. Yeah, like your parents' is your brother's regular.
Mm-hmm. My brother was like the person that always kind of like, if I really like did some where I messed up like in a game or whatever, if I got that call from my brother and he's like, nah, that wasn't it. Like that one hurt the most out of any, like that conversation always hurt.
Would you argue your case?
No. Well, no.
You just knew.
No, I was just by the way, most of the time I usually already knew that I was
right.
wrong. Like immediately after a game, if I like got a crucial tech or I did this or did that, like right away.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't like walking away being like, "Dang, can you believe that?"
Yeah.
I told him to F off. It was like that. Yeah, I probably should have. But in the heat of the moment, I was like two very different people on the court and off. Very different people. Like it's so intense on the court and so like competitive, and off the court I'm much more laid back.
What do you think the worst thing someone could say about you as a player and they'd be right about?
Wow.
Not even talking about like style of play.
Oh, like style of play?
Well, just like he's got whatever, not the scouting report, just of like Blake's an asshole.
Be true. I don't care about that. That doesn't bother me at all.
You assume like you kind of want him to think you're an asshole? Back then, I'm not saying now, but
in a way, like I never was out like to like be like friendly with guys on the other team. Not really. Like if there was somebody I knew, like great, we're friends, but like during the game, like fuck you. We're doesn't matter. Ex-teammate, person I've known for 10, 12 years, that doesn't matter. Like you're on the other team, you're on the other team. Like I'm not like clearly I'm not going out to like hurt anybody.
Yeah.
But like we're not cool during this game. Then after the game we can be cool, but during this game we're not cool.
How about timeouts? Kidding.
Halftime. I'll meet you in I'll meet you in the hallway.
Yeah,
Talk.
you want to split a popcorn?
Kids good and everything. That's the horn.
All right.
Fuck you, dude.
You fuck motherfucker. You don't fuck your kid. That's interesting. I've never heard you express it. That's fun.
It is fun.
What about those wasn't there a fight? What was that famous story of like? Is there anything you haven't talked about? And wasn't there a thing where like Houston was outside the locker room, or Chris was involved, or
actually outside of their team bus there is a police presence.
Two guys who would relish guys coming in their locker room. Come on, man. Are laughing at the fact that Chris Paul
police
is coming to get the police to get Blake Griffin.
It was more so two other people, one of my teammates and somebody else on the other team, and I guess one of them, I had gotten kicked out of the game.
Okay.
So now we've got some Paul and Griffin words.
Looked like there was an elbow there at the end of that play there from Blake.
So
yeah,
I only got kicked out like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
This is one of them.
Great.
And then I wasn't on the court. It was at the end of the game, and somebody said something to somebody else, and then that guy tried to come into our locker room, which was like it was the most classic NBA like scuffle, where it was just like a bunch of guys on this side and a bunch of guys on this side, and everybody's like, "What?
Yeah.
No one's doing anything."
Yeah.
And it was funny because I was just like I was kind of in the back, like just kind of like looking the whole time. And then like of course like the media got a hold of it, and then somebody's like, the police were called, and the TNT guys were like acting like I was the one that called the police. So then people thought I actually called the police when it was like nothing. And so like that's how those like things get blown so far out of proportion.
Okay, now that you're an announcer, I heard you say something about like you'll try to be fair, but like pro player overall.
Yeah, I don't think it's my job to like go just bash players. Like if a player has a bad game, like let's look at it. Like, was he playing the way he was supposed to play? Was he playing within himself? Was he just missing shots? Like I think most real fans who really know the game can watch a guy play and have a bad game and they're like, yeah, he's had a bad game.
Yeah.
Missed some shots. Like that happens.
Yeah.
Now if you're dogging it, you're not playing hard, you're being detrimental to your team. Like, yeah, I think that's fair criticism, right? Like, so I think some people, and I think a lot of times what guys are a little unhappy with is just like that unfair criticism just to be critical. Like it's lazy from an analytic standpoint, and
it's incredibly dishonest too, because it's just like, that this is part of a cycle.
Yeah.
And that they'll score 31 the next game.
And yeah, so my goal is that, but also being like giving analysis, like real analysis, like give insight into
Well, you know what's funny about analysis? The fact that like All the Smoke or even Stephen A or any of these guys, JJ and LeBron had a podcast where it was all X's and O's, and it was kind of popular.
Yeah.
Meaning it wasn't like a runaway hit. It's great.
If you really love basketball,
Right.
it was
but
like
people don't really love They just want to hear.
they want the drama. They want all the
Just hit it. Don't you want me to feel good? Subscribe.